Trump's executive orders and the impact that they're going to have on your small business. That's what we're talking about today. Now, this is very dated content. Today is January 29th, 2025. So things are going to be evolving, and this is all work in progress. The executive orders are all signed. Now they're working their way through the courts, Congress, lawsuits, all sorts of stuff. So how things are going to land, who knows? But at this moment, everybody's kind of freaking out because we're all wondering, how's this going to affect the GSA, government contracting, small businesses overall? And I'm here to kind of go over the top 10 bullets that I actually got from Grok. I got it from an AI bot and refined it down. It's really good stuff. I went through it. But I did that specifically because I didn't want to come off as, pushing for anything. I just wanted this to stay factual. I think that's going to serve you a lot better as the audience if you're not getting tripped up over opinions or anything like that, but just staying focused in on the facts of the way things are, how all of these new executive orders are going through, and let's really just jump right in. There's 10 of them, and the first one is the hiring freeze and the workforce cuts. This was a campaign trail promise. So a federal hiring freeze and workforce reduction might increase opportunities for service contractors, especially in sectors like IT and administrative services. So think about like the IT category in GSA and professional services and even facilities maintenance and a lot of other ones. So it does note, however, long-term cuts could reduce overall contract opportunities. That's on the long term. But short term, as the federal workforce is, diminished, federal contracting should be expanding to fill the void. Revocation of previous executive orders. Now, Biden put in executive orders and Trump came in and revoked a lot of those. So the rescinding of Biden era orders on green policies for one, AI, racial equity, those three might reduce compliance costs, but limit opportunities for small businesses in environmental tech, that is the green policies, AI development. So a lot of IT companies have AI as some form of service nowadays, and then also diversity focused services. So companies that specifically offer DEI services, then those are probably not going to be doing so well in the coming years. A pause on disbursements of funds. This one came out and I had to really dig into it because GSA actually issued something related to this. So delays in funding from acts like the Inflation Reduction Act could impact construction, infrastructure, clean energy, small businesses. So this is going to affect projects, cash flow in those specific sectors. So this was a Inflation Reduction Act was a Biden era initiative, and anything that's kind of in the works on that might be either delayed or removed, deleted. Buy American policies. This is a really big one if you're in the product space. Small businesses in manufacturing or those using predominantly American materials might benefit, but those relying on global supply chains like electronics, apparel, and whatnot, they could face challenges. This one is too big to cover here. I'm just going to keep it general. An end to remote work. Trump said this before. He wants federal workers to come in, and that's something that he issued. So this could affect small businesses in tech support, consulting, and other remote capable services by necessitating a return to traditional office setup. So probably a lot of opportunity in furniture and office space because the GSA, who's the federal government's landlord, has had a lot of vacant buildings since COVID because the federal workforce overall went somewhat hybrid. And that hybrid policy is is absolutely being removed, and everybody's going to be coming into the office. Another thing, this is just a note in my mind, is millennials, younger folks tend to really appreciate the out of office work more. And though we may see a federal workforce that doesn't have as much, younger folks in their 20s and 30s. Those might be the ones that kind of have an exodus and leave into the private space. Talked about this a minute ago, affirmative action and DEI programs. Small businesses might see reduced administrative burdens. So, reporting on affirmative action is, probably going to be going away. But those focused on diversity training or minority-owned business certifications could see fewer opportunities. Now, I think a lot of minority-owned businesses that I have as customers are going to do just fine. They're actually really good businesses, and that's going to kind of carry them through this. And I don't think they're going to be losing contracts as a result. Funny story, the affirmative action one, everybody's this has been pretty well reported, dates back to Lyndon Johnson, who actually cussed out my grandpa in the Pentagon years back. So just a funny story. If you want to hear more, just ask in the comments below. I'm happy to go over it, but that's off topic. Let's move on. Environmental regulations. So small businesses in the green tech space and renewable energy, they might face reduced federal support, fewer contracts in that space, while those traditional energy sectors could find new opportunities. This is where Trump says, drill, baby, drill. Black gold, he also calls it. A lot of the older school oil-based energy is going to be heavily focused on drilling, and a lot of the renewable, more environmental energy, renewable and all that, that's all probably going to be on hold for the next 4 years. Increased defense spending. This is always expected when a Republican comes into office. Increased defense spending could open more contracts for small businesses in defense tech, cybersecurity, military supplies, also aerospace, through competition, though competition will likely intensify. So this is, a lot of the really big defense contractors are probably going to do really good under Trump, any Republican really. And then that's going to trickle down to engineering firms, IT, cyber, a lot of the, even a lot of companies, a lot of small businesses are going to sub under those larger defense contractors and do really well in this period. Streamlining regulations. Now, small businesses in construction, security systems, logistics, they might find opportunities specifically in border enhancement projects. So Trump's obviously very focused in on the border, and depending on how funding and implementation are managed, that's going to be something, if you're in that space and you want to pursue border projects, keep a really close watch on that. And that's it. We've come to the end, and I hope you found this helpful. Leave a comment if you have a question. Thanks for watching.